This is how to do the co-op Easter egg on Call of the Dead in Black Ops Zombies. Now, this Easter egg can be done solo, but this is a co-op only guide. I'll be working on a guide for the solo version shortly. Now, I recorded all of this footage with 3 people. This Easter egg can be done with only 2 people as well, but I would 100% recommend doing this Easter egg with a total of 4 players, just because it's so much easier. At any point during your run, you'll need to be hitting the mystery box for the VR11. You'll also need an explosive weapon like the crossbow, Pack-a-Punch 1911s, the China Lake, or the scavenger for a future step. Now before we can get things officially started with the quest, we need to go and flip power on over at the boat. Once the power has been turned on, you can make your way to the Lighthouse, where you'll head to the bottom floor where Richtofen, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takio are. Simply melee the door and they'll start conversing with you.
We're stuck in this room! I'm blind! I'm blind!
Sure! Why wouldn't we help some evil-sounding stranger while we're busy fighting zombies?
After a bunch of dialogue, you'll get a confirmation quote from your character where you agree to help the Ultimus crew. Nikolai will ask for vodka, and Richtofen says there's a blown fuse. We'll have to go and find it. There are 3 possible fuse spawns, and the first can be found to the left of PhD on the desk right here, then behind us on the table right here, and then to the left of the cabinet on the floor right here. And once you've picked up the fuse, go and place it in the fuse box, and you'll then get more dialogue. Nikolai will eventually hit a button that activates a security system, and Richtofen says that you'll need to go and destroy all the generators powering it up. With any explosive weapon, including grenades, you'll need to go and destroy all 4 generators. You'll know you've done it successfully when the lights on top have turned off. The second generator can be found at the back of the boat, closest to spawn over the edge out in the water. The third generator can be found between the broken parts of the ship right before you jump down to the front portion of the boat. And the fourth and final generator can be found down by Stamina Up outside a window barrier right here. Once all 4 generators have been shut off, go back to the Ultimus crew, knife the door, and you'll get your next bit of dialogue.
Hello? I blew up all the little half-domey thingies.
After this dialogue is finished, you'll then need to go and get Nikolai his vodka that's frozen somewhere around the map. There are 4 possible spawns for the vodka, and the first is over here on the catwalk leading down to the front portion of the boat. The second possible bottle spawn can be found on the back of the boat on the railing right here. The third bottle spawn is to the right of the mystery box location outside of the lighthouse. The fourth and final bottle spawn is right underneath the third one, right on the stairs right there. Once you've found your bottle spawn, one person will have to stand under the bottle as the other person melees it out of the ice. The person under the bottle needs to interact with the bottle and catch it out of the air before it shatters on the ground. If you fail to catch your bottle and it shatters, it's okay, a new one will spawn in either of the 4 locations for you to try again and again until it's successfully caught. Whoever caught the bottle will then need to return it to the Ultimus crew and interact with the pipes to the left of the door to send it to Nikolai. Melee the door again and you'll get more dialogue.
Hello? It sounds like you got the bottle.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much.
Come on, Rectal Fan. It's singing time.
After a pretty substantial amount of dialogue, Richtofen will then task you with finding a long, stiff, hard, golden rod with fingers on the end. Now around the map there are 4 radios that we'll need to interact with in a specific order and in extremely quick succession. This is one of those steps where I recommend this Easter egg be done with 4 players because 3 was difficult and 2 players would probably be even worse. Now these radios need to be interacted with in this order. The first one in the room underneath the power switch near the flinger trap, the second near stamina up, the third towards the front of the boat tucked in the shipping container, and then the fourth under the stairs in the Ultimus crew area. You will need to assign and dedicate 1 player per location, and if playing with 3 people, you'll need to have 1 player hit the first and fourth radios. If you're playing with 4 players, player 1 hits the radio in the room under the power switch, player 2 hits the radio near stamina up, player 3 hits the radio tucked in the shipping container, and player 4 hits the radio under the stairs. When done successfully, the radios can no longer be interacted with, and a Morse code sequence will start playing in the sky, and the code will beep in your headset too. Now head over to the power room area where you can interact with the ship controls, move the wheel to the right twice, move the left lever once, and the right lever 3 times. Next, you're going to head to the bottom floor of the lighthouse where we'll find a purple dial on the wall. There is a dial on each of the 4 floors that will read from top to bottom 2746. This purple dial needs to be turned to the number 6. Next, head up the stairs to the second floor where the blue dial is, but do not interact with it. Simply count how many turns it takes for your dial to reach number 4. In my case, that would be 6 full turns. You're then going to head up the stairs to the 3rd floor where the orange dial is, and then interact with it the number of times we counted down below. So in my case, I need to turn the orange dial 6 times. You're then going to count how many turns it'll take for that orange dial to hit number 7, so in my case it'll be 2 turns. You're then going to the top, the 4th floor of the lighthouse, and then you're going to move the dial the number of times we just counted down below, so in my case 2 turns. You're then going to count how many turns it'll take for the yellow dial to reach number 2, so in my case that is 0 turns. You're going to then head to the bottom floor with the purple dial and interact with it that number of times, so in my case I don't need to interact with the dial since my number was 0. You're then going to head to the 2nd floor with the blue dial and interact with it until it turns to the number 4. In my case, I didn't have to turn the dial. Now when done successfully, yellow dial will be the number 2, orange dial will be number 7, blue dial will be number 4, and the purple dial will be number 6. If your dials aren't in the correct positions, you'll have to repeat these steps. Now down from the ice slide out in the water, a submarine should have spawned after the radio step, but if it bugs and doesn't spawn like it did in our game, simply flip round and everything should still work. And that leads us into our next step, the foghorn step, and this is another one where having 4 players makes this so much easier. There are 4 foghorns, and similar to the radio step, each player will have a dedicated foghorn that they'll need to hit, because all of them need to be interacted with in a specific sequence in an allotted amount of time. The first foghorn is near the water outside the lighthouse. The second foghorn is around the corner from Speed Cola right here. The third foghorn is at the base of the lighthouse, and then the 4th is on the little island down from the ice slide. So player 1 hits the first foghorn by the ice pool, player 2 hits the foghorn by Speed Cola, player 3 hits the foghorn at the base of the lighthouse, and player 4 hits the foghorn on the little island. And when done successfully, that green light will start shining from the submarine onto the lighthouse. Now this next step is where you'll need the VR-11 and explosive weapons, because you need to shoot a zombie with the VR-11 near the lighthouse and you'll start getting sucked up through the middle. Then you need to immediately start blasting him with explosive weapons to put him in a downed state. You'll know you've done it correctly when he's floating on his back. You can then follow him up the stairs and watch as the poor gent gets traded for the item Richtofen requested that we find. Now at the bottom of the stairs you'll find the long hard golden rod. pick it up and then run it to the tubes to the left of the Ultimus crew's door.
You guys get your thing okay?
After some more dialogue, the crew fails to
Another
teleport
fuse.
and
Do you
Richtofen
think
says
it's in
there's
the
something
hardware
wrong
store
with
out
the
here?
fuse. After a few seconds, the fuse we put in earlier will start sparking and we need to melee it. After even more dialogue, your character will ask for a prize, the crew teleports out, and the DG2 score streak will spawn. For the duration of your game, DG2s will spawn instead of death machines. If this is your first time completing the Easter egg, you will also be granted a couple of trophies for your success. Now if you found this guide useful, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. If you need help completing the Easter egg, drop your PSN in the comments below or your gamer tag, and join my Discord if you're struggling to find other zombie players. I'll have that linked in the description. I'm Lazarus Rising, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.